Wayne Dyer said that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. If this is true, does it mean that there's already a spiritual part within us, inside of us, so we don't need religious intermediaries to connect with God? What we may need in this noisy world is support to recognize that we are already spirit within. And you heard me say earlier that we're beginning this 12-month journey to discover how to live our lives by design, no longer accepting the default programs that may be running us, and in uninstalling those and embracing Emmanuel. Emmanuel in Hebrew means God within. God within. My message today is meeting this Emmanuel. Is it possible? Can we discover spirit within us and live as spiritual beings, as Dr. Wayne Dyer suggested? Ernest Holmes is the author of The Science of Mind, and I want to begin our study of this 12-month pathway with what he called the thing itself. The thing itself. Now, that was kind of the overview that he started off the textbook, The Science of Mind, with. In there, he also calls this thing itself God. He calls it spirit, source, essence, presence, universal energy, and a whole lot of other things, life, law. And you may have heard me say many times that it doesn't matter what we call it, as long as we recognize that there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. We can use it. And that's what we're going to be doing this year. For the next 12 months, discovering how we can use it. You see, God within means spirit is experiencing this reality of the world right along with us, not as some maniacal control freak at the hard drive of our lives, but as a quiet whisper that rides along with us, experiencing what we experience, individualized and unique through each and every one of us, through our hearts, our minds, our eyes, our experiences, our thoughts. It's that spark of life within us, within each one of us. It's that I am. The I am. Now, in the beginning of that Science of Mind textbook, Holmes wrote 4 pre-chapters, introductory chapters before chapter 1. He just couldn't get enough words in that 700-page tome of writing that he did. So he wrote a few little bit more. And those first 4 chapters really begin to tell us about his understanding of spirit, to reduce religiosity, preconceived notions about what he called the thing itself. He then goes on in these other chapters to explain the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. Pretty good foundation to get started with, don't you think? This month, we're going to dive into each one of these 4 pre-chapters to deepen our roots of understanding. I know you already understand this stuff, right? We've been studying this stuff for a while, but we can always go deeper. We can always go deeper. We can always understand more. We'll never understand it all. Holmes says that the study of the science of mind is a study of first cause, spirit, mind, or the invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes, the power back of creation, the thing itself. He also says it's the study of life and the nature of law, governed and directed by thought, always conscious that we live in a spiritual universe, that God is in, through, around, and for us. He's saying the science of mind is a study of universal intelligence of God, which he also called life. He called it law. Now, I never personally had the privilege of meeting Dr. Holmes or asking him, why'd you call it the thing itself? But I am guessing it was because he was describing the indescribable. Have you ever tried to describe God? In this study, the way we teach our view of life and creativity can sound confusing. Anybody? Because we teach it in three parts. We also teach oneness, but we teach it in three parts. But it's still just really one. Daniel mentioned Buddhism earlier. In the Hindu traditions, we see Brahma as the creator, Vishnu as the preserver, and Shiva as the destroyer. Three deities, one cosmic cycle. In Christianity, you may have heard of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. These are ways of explaining how the cosmic cycle of life works. A system of three steps, a triad: birth, life, death, beginning, middle, end. Or if you listen to a Christmas story or whatever that's called, Christmas, whatever it's called, past, present, and future, the ghost of the past, present, and future. Spiritually, God as one and many, a unity in multiplicity, which is why we say we are one. We teach that God is spirit, law, and form. Holmes even created a symbol, just like this, to teach us how, to teach us those three parts. Think of it like yourself. You are a whole person, yes? Let's say that together. I am a whole person. I'm a whole person. You may also be a doctor, a business person, a realtor, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, an aunt, a father, a volunteer, and numerous other things, right? You may operate differently in each and every one of these roles that you have in your life, each and every one of these different ways of being. But you're still one whole person. And that's what Holmes is trying to teach us, is that spirit is one whole that operates on all these different levels. And so are we. So are we. Like a diamond requires many facets to sparkle, we and spirit are multifaceted. Consider yourself a facet on the diamond that God is. You're a new, unique being inside this unity of the whole. Do you know what causes your sparkle to dim? What holds you back from shining all of your light? Ernest Holmes said, too often we're afraid of letting go of the little good we think we hold in our hand, lest we lose it. Not realizing that only as we release this good can we expect it to increase. Now, this seems counterintuitive. Why do I have to let go of what I have if I want to have more? That doesn't make sense. I want to add to and build on that. Well, it's just the way spiritual law works. It encourages faith in that which is greater than we are. There's a famous story from around 1519. I wasn't there, but I've heard about it. It's about a leader named Hernan Cortez, and he collected about 600 soldiers from Cuba. They loaded up on their ships and they sailed over to Veracruz, Mexico. And there on the shores, they finally got off the boat after days or months on the voyage. Mr. Cortez noticed that his soldiers were a little afraid. They were pretty exhausted. And he heard rumors of mutiny. So he had a decision to make because he knew he needed their commitment because they were there to take over the Aztec Empire, a very wealthy and well established empire, but he was going to conquer that. And to do it, he needed his soldiers. So he made a decision. He looked at them and he said, burn the boats. Every one of them except for one. Burn the boats. He needed commitment. There was no plan B. The only option they had was success or to perish. Today is an opportunity for you to burn that boat, that thing that no longer serves you. Our annual burning bowl ritual is a process of letting go of the things in our life that hold us back, the beliefs, the ideas, the habits, the things, whatever it might be, that we're allowing to keep us from shining our brilliance. I hope that you've given some thought to what it is you'll be releasing today. We've talked about it a few times over the month of December in preparation for this event. But if you have not come up with something, I have a few prompts for you to think about. What in your life creates sorrow or frustration? Where are you not experiencing joy? What is causing pain or suffering? What is holding you back from taking action on your dreams? What are you just plain done with? This can be in any area of our lives. It can be in relationships, friendships, family, holding on to grudges. It can be in health. It can be in our finances. It can be in any area whatsoever. What are you done with? As we begin to consciously design our life, we have to make room for it. We all have pretty full lives right now, don't we? And to bring in something new, to take on a new project, sometimes we go, well, I don't have any capacity. And sometimes all it takes is some mental house cleaning. So today we give you that opportunity, releasing the old beliefs, the old ideas that keep us stuck, doing something different, something new, making changes can be challenging because we're usually pretty comfortable where we are. We say we want something different, but we're usually pretty comfortable enough where we are, right? Yeah. Even though we may want the change, are we really prepared to burn the boat? We've all made poor decisions in the past that may have created problems for us. But we need to separate ourselves and our spirit from those decisions because that's no longer who we are. We've just come through 12 months of growth, expansion, and little changes along the way. Anybody that didn't experience anything different this year? We're different. Every cell in our body is different from where we were last year. Life is forever expanding. So we don't have to be bound by our past. One of the beautiful things about this teaching of the science of mind is that life is always creating new forms. And we're only stuck if we believe we're stuck. Meeting Emanuel means we recognize our divinity within ourselves. We choose to forgive ourselves and we choose to forgive others. We can create a better future, but we need to choose it. And sometimes that choice means making room for something new by releasing the beliefs and the ideas that are holding us back. Raymond Charles Barker, who was the founder of our Center for Spiritual Living in New York City, reminds us that the decision to let go of that which has completed its course in our experience is even more important than the decision to welcome new ideas. As long as we are thinking As long as we are thinking and feeling the experiences we do not want, our mind will continue to create our very own private, self accepted hell on earth. So, are you ready to release those things that are no longer serving you? Well, at this time, I am going to invite Miss Nancy, who has agreed to help out this morning, to come forward and actually come to you and bring you a piece of flash paper and a pencil. On that flash paper, you will write down what you're releasing. Flash paper is kind of like tissue paper, so don't push down too hard. You don't have enough space to write a novel, so just a word or a phrase or something that is going to be important to you about what it is that you're releasing. That's right, little bitty, little bitty. Doesn't have to be a novel, like I say. That's all it takes. That one word. You know what it is. You know what it is, and Spirit knows what it is. That's all that's important. So write that down. Go ahead, Nancy, do that. We're going to play some music, and you can reflect on what it is you're releasing and just give that some thought. Hang on to it. And once everyone's complete, we'll come back and I've got one. Come back and collect these. You can put them in, you'll be putting them in the bowl, and then we will light it on fire. Yep. For our folks joining us at home, if you've got some leftover tissue paper from the holidays or just a piece of paper, you can write on that and then burn that in your fireplace or maybe outside. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. I allow. Ceremony and ritual are ways of acknowledging the passage of time. Whether it's a blessing of the babies, our pets, our wedding celebrations, our memorial services, ceremony and ritual are a very important part of our lives. The fire ceremonies are ancient rituals designed to acknowledge a rite of passage and release. They're about letting go and surrendering whatever no longer serves the forward progression of your life journey, whether that's an event, a condition, a relationship, an unfulfilled dream, anything that no longer serves your highest good. We use the burning bowl ceremony as a time for releasing ourselves from the grip of unforgiveness, blame, resentment for ourselves or for others, to allow space for our personal and spiritual growth and unfoldment. This practice is an acknowledgement of the growth and evolution of our consciousness from last year until now. Is everyone complete with your release? All right, we're going to pass the bowl around. Nancy's going to help with this. Thank you. And when you're complete, we'll continue with our process. All right, thank you, Nancy. Are you ready to release this thing that no longer serves you? Are you ready to forgive and be forgiven? Are you ready to let it go? I bless all that is being released here today, knowing that it has served its purpose, knowing that it is done, knowing that it is completely released. And so it is. Take a breath. Let's say that together. I release and forever let this go. And so it is. Wasn't that easy? It can be that easy. It's gone. Go with the smoke. Where's that thing? That's all we need, right? All right. You feel better? Feel free? Feel spacious? Let's fill it up. The release of the old and the freshness of the new year provides us the opportunity to step into the field of infinite possibilities and create something new for our lives in the void that we just created. Ernest Holmes said, "The law has no intention for us other than the intention that we give it." Are you ready to give the law some intention for 2026? Okay. I've heard so many wonderful stories about when we say yes to the universe, how things just show up and fall into line. Anybody had that experience? Yeah. We ponder and worry and stress and fret over something and nothing happens. We don't get clear direction. And then we finally just decide, and wow, it's so easy then. So today we're going to do that. 2026 can be your year of consciously living the life of your design. We're spiritual beings and we live in infinite possibilities. Let's set our intention and claim what's ours. The ushers, Miss Nancy, will now pass out to you two 3x5 index cards. One is for you to keep, one is for you to bring up here and put in. We didn't read the ones from last year. I'm slipping. I'll read a few of these because I have to hold this microphone. All right. So let's read a few of these before we go through the practice. 2025 will be a great year if I open myself to new relationships. 2025 was an awesome year because my purpose has unfolded in a way I could not have ever perceived. Love, finances, purpose have manifested 100-fold. Restoration through God. 2025 will be a great year if I can devote more time to the things I love: hiking in the mountains, fishing in the beautiful rivers, and playing golf on oceanside golf courses. I like that one. If I can't read them, I'll move on. 2025 will be great as our country will be returned to the people. 2025 was a great year because I consciously remembered and envisioned the divine love that I am. A great year as I have opened to greater spiritual awareness. That's a good one. A great year because I have been more loving. My home has been peaceful. My circle of friends has grown to be large. I am blessed. I am grateful. So you can see many wonderful things, and there's many more in here, were manifested this year. If I did not read yours, I know it manifested for you, and we'll know the same for the one for this year. So, Nancy's going to pass out the two cards. One for you, you'll write your intention on both of them. One you will keep with you for the year. You can also take a picture of it if you would prefer that and carry it in your phone so that you have that reminder. And the other one, when you are ready, you come up to the front, you'll put your card in here. I have one. I do. You'll come up to the front, you'll place your card in here, and you will light a candle to illuminate the pathway for your intention. And I'm going to light this candle from which you can light your matches. And then there's water in there. So your intention goes in the box. Take a match, light your match here, and then light one of these candles to illuminate your vision for 2026. And when you're complete, you can return to your seat. We're going to play some music for you to reflect on your intentions. Sit back, relax, and if you need prompts for that, also, we have a couple. 2026 will be a great year if or when this happens, or 2026 was a great year because this happened.
I am remembering who I am. 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 I am remembering, remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering.
Did everyone set an intention who wanted to? All right, we didn't miss anyone. Thank you all. Thank you all for sharing that. I will invite you now to close your eyes if you're comfortable and receive. I'm going to read a quote from Dr. Raymond Charles Barker and then move directly into affirmative prayer. You are greater than you think. In your mind, you hold the key to life. You can act intelligently in a universe made of intelligence. You can decide what will go into your subconscious mind. You can think what you want and have your subconscious mind produce what you want. You and you alone control your present experience and life's plan, and therefore you determine your future. Recognizing that there is a power for good in the universe and that we can use it, we recognize this power, this presence, as God, as source, as the infinite presence and power that is enthroned as all of life and all of creation. It is the one. It is infinite love, pressed down to overflowing, loving so much that it creates constantly of itself. We are of that creation. I know that truth of myself, and I know that truth of each and every one of us gathered here this morning in the room, those gathered online, and those who listen to this message later. For we know there is no separation. There's the appearance of time and space, but in reality, we are one, whole, perfect, and complete in this manifestation. So this morning, I speak my word for and about us, for everything that has been released and burned away this day, knowing that we are complete with that, whatever it was, and that we release it as easily as we did in that burning bowl, up in smoke and gone. Set these intentions for 2026, moving forward in our lives, that we have declared into the law, into the universe, that which is on our heart to be made manifest and experienced in our lives this year. I know that everything necessary is now speeding its way to us in support of that vision for our lives, in support of that intention. That whatever people, whatever places, whatever events, situations, financial flow, clarity, whatever it is, it's necessary for that manifestation to be complete, that it is winging its way to us right now through unexpected and serendipitous ways. I know, claim, and accept in this moment the complete and total manifestation at each and every one of these intentions sat here today, proclaimed into law and made manifest. And how grateful I am to know that this is how this law works. I'm grateful for each and every one who's participated in this ceremony this morning, knowing that as we have set our consciousness into the world has shifted. The consciousness of this planet has shifted. We are a loving presence, we are peace, and we are wholeness. And we take that forward out into our world and into our lives this week. And so in gratitude and thanksgiving, I release this prayer into the action and activity of that law, knowing that it is done. For the word spoken is the word made manifest. I know it, I claim it, I accept it right here. And we affirm this truth by saying, and so it is. May God bless you, your families, and your health, wealth, wisdom this year. May you have a wonderful and blessed 2026.